So today we'll be talking about the show Young, African and Famous. If you have come to say something when nobody asked you about it, we're gonna talk about it. Oh my god, the tears of a drag queen. Hey, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You guys love each other. First of all, we know they do not love each other. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Success, the Success Carter, and if this is my first time on your screen, please don't make it your last. I'd like for you guys to join the fam, because over here, we kind of keep it cute and we have fun. And if it's not, welcome back, OG. So today, I know I'm late to the party. I know like people have moved on from this. I don't know, I'm guessing, but I just saw the show and I decided to talk about it. So today we'll be talking about the show, the Netflix show that is Young, African and Famous. I'll just be sharing my thoughts on, the production of it all. Now we know that Young, Famous and African, am I guessing that right? I think I am. Young, Famous and African premiered firstly in 2022 and it had cast like Kanye and Bao, Swanky Jerry, and Dibia, and Naked, and Delay. Who am I not mentioning? Nadia, Diamond, and all the shebang. It first premiered then, and when it first premiered, it was a great show, don't get me wrong, but one thing and one theme that kept coming up in topics of conversations was the fact that we get it. They are African. We get it. They are famous. I mean, for some, because some I hadn't heard of like ever. We knew they were these things, but the questionable part was the young part, because Chelsea, come on now. Those guys looks like my grandparents. They look really old. So the young part was just something that people question. So I'm really glad that they took the initiative. And by they I mean production. They took like the initiative to kind of like dial it back and include like younger cast this season, and that's just a few things I would like to touch on and talk about. Now before we get into the nitty-gritty and my thoughts of what I feel about the show, I'll try to keep it like short and concise. I'd just like to maybe give my thoughts on the new cast, because I do have a lot to say, to be honest. I like the fact that they included this young cast, but I maybe have one or two things to say. Now we're gonna take them one by one, because basically they introduced like three casts, two young cast, then the third not so young cast. So we're gonna start off by Louis. To me personally, I feel like Louis' character was giving me more of like the young guy, the young character that feels somewhat insecure and he tries to awkwardly insert himself into an already formed or established group. That's what I was getting from Louis the entire time. His body language was, quite timid and quite too forward. He's giving me the vibe of, I know I don't belong in this group. I know that I maybe might not have the star power or star quality to be involved in this group, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna be forward. I'm gonna try to insert myself, and in doing that, he came across a bit awkward. It was just awkward to watch him try to fit into every conversation that didn't really need him to. However, we found out later why this was so, the issue with his family and stuff. But that few, first episode where he was introduced and I did not know, the causation of him trying to do that, it felt awkward as hell. Moving on to the second person, Fantana. I just feel like Fantana is that young city girl. She's not here for a long time, but she's here for the fun times and she would have fun. I feel like Fantana is a very self-aware woman than what they wanted to paint her to be. I felt like she literally just wanted to have a fling with Diamond and move on, but the drama surrounding her and Zari just made it look like she was falling in love with Diamond, and I don't feel like that was the case. However, I feel like Santana, like Louis, maybe this is a young thing, tried so hard to kind of prove herself. And you see this in conversations that was literally happening where, you know, Zari was making this snack comments at Fantana. And I mean, if you know in your mind that you're literally just there to smash, have a good time and go, why are you trying to bring up conversations that is making you look as if you want to defend a full-blown relationship? All those things that you were saying, oh, if I could have him, I would have 5 of him. It just felt like she was trying to defend, you know, her being with Diamond. She didn't need to do all of that. You literally, me and you, Fantana, baby girl, we know that you're not there for Louis. We know that you don't love this man because even in the ending, spoiler alert if you haven't watched it, even at the ending when Diamond was literally like, oh, I love you, and she was like, that's giving me very city girl vibes, baby. It's giving me very city girl vibes. You know that you don't love him, so why are you trying to play up this conversation like you loved him? So yeah, I feel like that's what I had in mind about Fantana. Last but not least, Bonang, and she's the third addition to the show. She wasn't really there for a very long time, and the vibe I was getting from her was an already established act. Like she knew what she was all about. She knew who she was, so she wasn't buying into this phony or, you know, fake shit. She was just, you know, trying to be there to establish her character. And when she found out that it was, you know, a little bit too much, too phony, too fake, she decided to take the stage left and she exited the show. And I feel like her character was just really well established. So yeah, I feel like that's what I feel about the 3 new additions to the show. Now that we're done introducing or giving my thoughts on the new character, I just want to get right into what I think about the show in general, because baby, I do have a lot to say. Now, first of all, I feel like the show is so overproduced, and according to Kanye Mbao, everybody there is or was wearing a mask. Now, this was giving me more of like a scripted drama show. They were very aware that the cameras were rolling, and baby, they played up their characters. If their character was supposed to be, you know, level 1 dramatics, they gave the level 100 dramatics, because I just don't get why you are trying to make it seem like all of you are cool when it was clear that all of you would be fine if you don't see each other for the next 100 years. Now, I know that they don't obviously live together, and I know that the friendship and relationships were not going to be as strong as they try to portray it on camera. But why are you now coming to the camera to make statements like, you know, where your family, you know, where your second family? Girl, what are you talking about? Family bow, family from west where? How many weeks have I known you guys, and you guys be calling yourself my family? They were like, oh, but your second family. I'm just like, Even Fantana, when she came into the group, could smell that phony shit like 2 seconds into the group. She was like, I know your ladies don't even like each other, so why are you trying to form like you're like in a hula baloo hanky panky situation when you guys clearly don't like each other? And even when I like went to social media, I found a chat. I'll put it up here if I can like find it again. It was a chat explaining their different relationships to each other and how they were interconnected, and it was just such a complicated relationship. You could literally tell that these people, they don't like each other. Maybe that's the dramatic part of it too. They were trying to play up this family thing, but it was just clear that it was just a random relationship feel that was trying to be forced into being a family. Secondly, I feel like because there is no true relationship within the group, I feel like it looks hella awkward when these people try in quotations to resolve conflict. It's just really weird. I know that it's a running theme, and in reality TV they kind of do this thing where, you know, when someone fights, they try to like, you know, organize a brunch or like a dinner or like a get together to like, you know, talk about it. It's part of like the drama and the dramatics of reality TV, but it looked really awkward where there will be no need for resolution of conflicts because you can already tell what these people feel for each other. You people will go and set dinner. You people will go and get together and say, oh yeah, it's just awkward for everybody. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You guys love each other. First of all, we know they do not love each other. Second of all, it's clear on where they stand as to their conflict. Why are you trying to resolve this conflict? It's just, there's no need to do it. And where this was awkward for me the most was in that conversation with Sawanki and Tsubaba. That was the most unneeded conflict resolution in the entire history of reality TV, because from where to where he was like, I felt like you were not a friend to me. You don't appreciate this friendship because I was fighting with your wife and you did not call me and say that. I mean, you choose me over your wife. Girl, good God, Ganja, get a grip of yourself, baby. Because why were you bringing up your disagreement with Annie, with her husband? That probably is not even on the show, to be honest. He only appears when he needs to appear, but he's really not on the show. Why would you bring that up? It just, I was cringing the entire time because that did not need to be brought up. Also, we also saw this forced conflict resolution when Kanye brought Zari and Fantana to come and talk about their issue with Diamond. I was living for the drama, honestly. I was living for the drama, but if that happened to me in real life, I would have just stood up and walked away, because clearly we had just had a heated battle. I literally had just dragged you and called you a fake ass that wears fake designers, and you literally want to come and make us kiss and make up in front of the person that we're arguing about. I will even drag you. I will even drag you, because why are you trying to make me look crazy? Why are you trying to make me look crazy now? Because what was the reason? According to Cardi B, what was the reason? The next person I want to talk about now is Diamond, and I just want to drag him, to be honest. Diamond is not really a star cast of the show. I just feel like he's like a guest. He appears like a guest and disappears throughout the entire show. But the bane of the show and the subject matter on why two grown women were fighting and dragging their waves was because of this man. I can't say these two women are crazy. It was because of Diamond, and it was a valid reason. Mr. Diamond Man, you are the most manipulative man I've ever seen in my life. And he will now come and he will now be acting like he does not know what you guys are talking about. He does not. Girl, be for real. I was just like, whenever he just starts mumbling and he starts speaking that, fake accent, but another, I'm just like, girl, Miss Girl, oh, what are you really doing, boy? Because we saw the tapes. Roll the tapes, honey. You said what you said. Why are you now trying to make it look like these women are crazy and they don't know what they're talking about? I mean, would Fantana just get information or details about you and Zari's relationship from thin air if you did not say anything? And we even watched the show. You said what you said. Why are you now coming to make Fantana and Zari look crazy? It's just not a cute look. You now carried it to the ending of the show when you said, I love you, Fantana. In addition to being the most manipulative person ever, you are also very thirsty and it's just embarrassing. At this point, just wipe your mouth. It's like, it's not a cute look. Like, you looked a hot mess. That was just, where did that even come from? I thought you were like a player or something. Why would you tell her, oh, I love you? What? I was so embarrassed. The way I covered my face, the second-hand embarrassment was very real. Speaking of the second-hand embarrassment, the second-hand embarrassment that was ongoing during the show, baby, was something that I literally had to cover my face with a pillow, because it really touched my heart. It really touched me that people would embarrass themselves like this, to be honest. First of all, let's talk about that Tubaba's dining experience with Nadia. Now, say what you want to say, but I personally don't feel like Nadia did anything wrong. Baby, if you have come to say something when nobody asked you about it, and you're blabbing and I'm probing, baby, that's on you. You came and you brought the subject matter, and now we're going to talk about it. We're going to have a conversation about what you said and nobody really asked you up. Because why are you saying that it's normal for a man to just go out there? When he's out there, he's just having sex, but the sex is not for, he doesn't love the woman that is just having it because his organs are calling for it. The worst sorry guys, the worst one is that nobody asked you. Like, nobody literally said, oh, what's your situation? You just started blabbing. You started blabbing. Like, it was, somebody bring always ultra, somebody bring a pad, because this man, your mouth is menstruating. Bring that pad, let's shut it up. Because who really asked you about that? You just now started blabbing. And Andy, don't make me lose my cool on you. How dare you say that she's probing? Because nobody literally asked this man about, infidelity and everything. He was guilty conscious. He started talking about it, and Nadia was like, you want to talk about it? Now we're going to talk about it. And she was like, so there's no way you mean? Because that's the same thing I would have done. We want clarity, because clearly his wife was embarrassed that he was saying all those kind of things. So Nadia wanted to seek for clarity, for her to maybe understand better. And she was like, "Oh, you mean you? Oh, you mean other men or you?" And he was still, guys. I literally was eating when that was going on. I literally wanted to spit out my food because the embarrassment was definitely real. Also, speaking of secondhand embarrassment, I felt like there was a point I got secondhand embarrassment on Fantana too, because baby, that girl was in denial. They literally just told you that Diamond has a girlfriend and he has been posting her on Instagram, and somehow you were in denial of it all. Now, I know that Fantana does not have like true feelings for Diamond. She just wants to smash and go. But like, it was really embarrassing, girl. Finally, I wanted to talk about something I can't remember now. Okay, yes, the fact that everything that was said in the show seems to be getting lost in translation. Now, first of all, I want to speak about the issue between Swanky Jerry, Louis, and Bonang. Everything just seemed to be getting lost in translation, to be honest, because tell me why Louis said, oh, I invited Bonang for a show and I forgot to book a hotel for her and she was angry, that was my fault, and she left. Turned into Swanky Jerry saying to Bonang that he said you left, is it Kenya, because you did not bring him flour. Girl, be fucking for real, because how? Also, something that also got lost in translation is the conversation between Louis, Kai, and Zari, where Louis literally told Kanye that she wanted to inquire about Zari so they can do a research together. I didn't even clock what was said until Kanye now went to go and lie that that Louis wanted Zari to carry his eggs. Also, the thing that happened between Swanky and Annie, when Annie said that the reason why she's fighting with Swanky was because he went to go and do an event that she said, and Swanky now said the reason why he's fighting with her was because she called and she was saying plenty bad things about him. I'm just like, which version do you expect us to kind of go with? Because like everything just seems to be getting lost in translation. What do you expect us to believe? Finally, Shark clocked that it was Swanky that was telling the truth, but like during the ongoing conversation it was just confusing, like who is telling the truth and who is lying. Who they like, even this Annie girl. Let's talk about you for a moment, because I was trying to be an empath with you. I was trying to like empathize with you, but girl, you a liar. You can't lie, because which one is, oh, where is the proof? Where is the dates? Tell me the dates that I said those things to you. If not, it never happened. And when she just said that thing, I was just like, Annie girl, you a liar. You sadly lie. This Annie girl, she was just lying from the corner of her mouth, and she would now lie and use tears. She'd be like, "Oh my god, the tears of a drag queen, honey." you need to stop. The final thing that I wanted to just like point out about the show was, I don't know what was going on between that Andile, Diamond, and Zari drama, because clearly the confusion was real. Now, first of all, Diamond, honestly, I don't know what to say to you, because I've literally just dissected you a few minutes ago. But what is the gig with you saying Zari can't be with Andile because you guys are friends, and because you know that Andile is not the best man for her? At this point, you might probably just, be Zari's dad or Zari's mom to, vet the man she's bringing home, because that's what that was giving. Even Zari, okay, I know that she's not allowing it to happen, but everybody else around the group is allowing it to happen and making it seem like Andile is doing something wrong. And I was literally just thrown up when, Swanky Jerry was like moving Zari and Andile aside. I was just like, what's the reason? Like, what's the need of you to do that? These people are clearly grown adults. They like each other. So why are you stopping them? Come and tell us your hidden agenda, Diamond, because I don't understand. Which one is that he's coming into your family? You guys are not together anymore. Apparently, you even have a girlfriend on Instagram, and you're now even doing shit with Fantana. So like at this point, just tie Zari to the waist, because what is going on here? What is really happening here? Alright guys, we have come to the end of today's video. In today's video, I talked about the reality TV show that is Young, African, and Famous. Let me know what you think in the comment section about, anything that you felt that was off on the show. See you guys in the next one. Bye guys. Au revoir.